Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Ha, Racha, Chodash, Mama. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder Heroine of this camp as well. Salutations to the sincere Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. You know, I'm the Car Kharab by Naturala, coming out of the Lions Den camp. I'm Yasharala here in Jacksonville, Florida. Not today, I'll be coming out with a lesson. A little quick lesson, won't be before you too long, but the title of this violence shall increase. Because you think we see things now. You think things are happening now. You think senseless acts of violence is happening now. Well, those things are going to increase. You know, with the hyperinflation, with the collapsing of the economy, the collapsing of the dollar. You know, that's going to cause lack of bread, lack of food, lack of water. You know, and people are going to resort to using violence to obtain those things which they need. Right now, they're living comfortably. They can go to the store right now and buy whatever it is they want to buy at this moment. But eventually it's going to come a point to where people are going to be getting things by bloodshed and violence. But without further ado, this is 2nd Esdras chapter 15. I'm going to start at verse 1 and I'm going to jump to verse 12. It says, behold, I can really read the whole thing, but just to get to the point. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahweh. So we were told, Esdras was told the same thing, Ezekiel was told, Jeremiah was told, all the men of the Lord, all the prophets were told to speak the words of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. To who? To the children of Israel. Speak the words of prophecy. Say things before they happen. Forewarn the people of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Forewarn the people of the wrath of the judgment of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, i.e. the Israelites. And the Lord, He's the one that put these words in our mouth. He's the one that puts the Spirit on us to even do the work, to do lessons. You know. Verse 2, it says, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. So the Lord has also caused these things to be written down, written in paper, meaning written in the scripture so that we can read them, so that we can know. Things are written aforetime for our learning in this time that we exist now. And these things are faithful and true, and violence shall increase. Violence is going to increase. We see what's going on around the four corners of the earth. How much worse you think it's going to be when it get here to Babylon, i.e. America? It's going to be way worse than what we see on TV. But let's continue. I'm going to just jump right on to the point. This is again still in 2nd Esdras chapter 15. I'm going to go to verse 12. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. Now, Egypt shall mourn. Ancient Egypt, once upon a time, it mourned because the Lord, what? He brought the noise and pestilence. He brought all kind of apparitions. He brought destruction. He killed all the firstborn of every man and beast in the ancient Egypt, in that kingdom. Because why? Pharaoh would not let the children of Israel go so that they can come worship the Most High. And he sent Moses to Pharaoh numerous times. And when that didn't happen, it says Egypt shall mourn. Well, now in this today's time, Egypt shall mourn, because you know America is known as spiritually Sodom and Egypt. You know, shall mourn meaning lament. The foundation of it shall be smitten, meaning the power structure of this place. The foundation of this place shall be smitten, meaning the Lord is going to destroy the foundations of this place with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon us. So the Lord is going to send, just like He did in ancient Egypt, He's going to send plagues and famines and pestilence in this Egypt as well. Verse 13. It says, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful consolation. So they that till the ground, the workers of the ground, people that's working, any conceivable job, they're going to mourn. Why? Because it's going to come a point to where there are no jobs, completely no jobs for people to work. It's already like that now. You know, we're in the beginning of that. You know, they're going to mourn, for their seed shall fail, meaning they're not going to be able to get any recompense for the work that they're doing, because it's going to come a point, like I said, inflation, hyperinflation, and these things like that. It's going to drive the prices of goods through the roof. And just like Venezuela, they literally a stack of money this big to buy a loaf of bread, because the dollar, their currency wasn't worth anything. And that's the same thing's going to happen here. So it's going to be a lot of things that's going to cause this place to go down, and in that, the lack of food and the lack of bread is going to cause violence to increase in this land. Verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." Woe to the world of what? Woe to the world of Babylon or America. Woe means destruction to this world. It's Esau's kingdom. And them that dwell therein. For 2/3 of our people, they're going to receive a part of the destruction, and Esau's also going to get this destruction as well. And these other nations that are still here, they're going to catch hell. As a matter of fact, look at Moab. Moab getting beat up, getting blistered and busted up, but we already know that's Esau doing that. And they're trying to make it seem like it's Jake, but it's really these Edomites that's doing it. That's violence. Now that's going to increase. But again, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. So they see the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, meaning the Most High's judgment, his righteous indignation. And the destruction draweth nigh. The destruction of this place is getting ever closer. And how you're going to know is by the signs that the Lord is doing and the works and the wonders that he is doing in the earth. But again, it says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. One people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. It's going to come a point to where one people going to stand up to fight against another, meaning the swords in the hand, meaning they're going to have guns, they're going to have knives, they're going to have literal swords, they machetes, shovels, whatever. It's going to be a literal war. It's going to be civil unrest, and that's going to be a great increase in violence in this place. They're going to stand up and they're going to fight against one another, because it's going to come a point to, as I said before, that certain amenities will not be available. And you're going to have some people with and some people without. That's going to cause people to take up arms. That's going to cause people to find any means of self-defense and or weapons to conquer and or seize what somebody else has. But continuing, it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So there's going to be sedition among men. And as we can see, that is happening now around the four corners of this earth. These other nations outside of America are still very much protesting. And there's a lot of violence going on in these other countries. And violence is going to continue to increase. It's going to be men invading one another, meaning they're going to be invading one another. They're not going to regard the kings. They're not going to regard the governments. They're not going to regard the police force. They're not going to regard any authoritative force in this country. Once this happens, just look at what's going on in the other countries. It's happening there, so you definitely know it's going to happen here. See how people living in a bubble right here in America. But that bubble about to be popped. Because it says in the end times, this is end time prophecies. Sedition among men, invading one another. That's what's going on right now. Not regarding the authoritative powers and figures in, i.e., the state and or the country. People are taking power into their own hands to do things. Verse 17. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. A man is going to desire to want to go into a city and shall not be able. Martial law. That's another time of high violence. People are going to be wanting to leave and go to another country, and Esau is going to have the borders blocked off, so you can't go anywhere. You ain't going to be able. Verse 18 says, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. For because of the pride of this place, 2/3 of our people, Esau, the cities shall be troubled. It's going to be literally unrest in every city in America. It's going to be all kind of hell and chaos going on. The city's going to be troubled. Houses shall be destroyed, meaning, like I said before, people are going to be running through ransacking houses, trying to find anything that they can get to either protect themselves or find something to eat. A lot of the killing is going to happen when people be searching for food. You know how? Look at Black Friday. When they have the thing at Walmart, people be fighting all over TVs and stuff, fighting over blenders and really crap that they don't really need. I believe it's a few people probably died on Black Friday. People just going crazy. And that's the same thing that's going to happen, except it's going to be on a mass scale. Again, it says, for their pride, the city shall be troubled, houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. It's going to make people afraid. And if you're not solidified or founded on Yahweh Shai, it's going to make you afraid. It's going to cause 2/3 of our people to make haste in the time of trouble. But for those who are founded, it's not going to make haste. The Lord is going to protect them. We're going to be able to see the men of the Lord are speaking about what's going to happen before it happens. It's going to happen, period. The Most High's words are faithful and true. That's why they're written down. That's why they're recorded. So they can be read of and read about. So that you can understand, you can know. Last point. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So a man is not going to have any pity upon his own neighbor. That one that you cool with next door, ain't going to have no pity. Because why? Because he going to be hungry. He might have a family. The babies need to eat. So a man ain't going to have no pity in that day. They're going to destroy this shall destroy their houses. As I said, people going to be kicking in other people's doors, busting out windows, trying to get in to see what kind of food and amenities that they can get so they can survive. It's going to be literally dog eat dog out here. I mean, it's already like that, but it's going to be worse. But again, they're going to destroy their house with the sword. I mean, people going to be kicking in doors, coming in with guns, rifles, everything, all kind of different weapons to destroy houses with the sword and to spoil goods, meaning to take goods, to steal, to seize, to capture. Because of what? The lack of bread. And for great tribulation, and for great troubles and great bad times. So again, violence is going to increase. We seeing things now. It's going to get a whole lot worse. The Most High finna turn it up. He finna turn up he finna pump up the volume, like the old, forget the name of the song, but the old school song says, pump up the volume. It's finna get crazy out here. With that, Shalom.